Well, welcome everybody to the 9:30 game here on Field 6 at Mohawk Sports Complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This game features a U18 prelim matchup as CARLSBAD Elite girls from California take on the BEADLING Gunners out of Pennsylvania. The Gunners, sporting their white shirts, white trunks, will be going left to right on your screen this morning, and CARLSBAD is sporting the black shirts, black trunks, and will be going right to left on your screen as we are about to get underway here. Elite likes to play out of the back a lot. Talked to a few of their coaches before the game. Like to play with high pace, but keep the ball under control. On the flip side, the Gunners, who are out of Pennsylvania, are short a few girls. They lost yesterday 4-0 in a game that I was told got a little bit away from them. Elite won their first game yesterday as they scored in the last few minutes. And as they are playing some good defense early on, and a very vocal bench down here to my right side is the Elite team and dressed in all black. And early on, they've got a chance going down the right side. That comes. So a goal kick now for the Gunners. Yes, for the Gunners. And a big boot downfield. So they only have 3 subs and a goalie for a sub, so really only count 3. And then taking a look down here at the Elite bench, they have 7 subs, so could play a factor later on in the game. For now, weather cool. Expecting it to be a little cloudy off and on today. Showers in the vicinity, but play is expected to be not interfered with as a ball heads upfield. The surface of the field, a little wet this morning still from the dew, but has dried up a bit from the first games as we had our first round of games at 7:30 this morning. This is our second of 4 of the day on Field 6 at Mohawk Sports Complex. And a big boot for midfield will send it all the way into the box and promptly cleared. A nice breeze this morning has kept a lot of the players cool. And Wyatt screaming down the left side and looking to send the ball in early. And a foul, and that'll go the Gunners' way. So a throw in here on the near side of the field for the Gunners out of Pennsylvania. Thomas was with the throw up and kicked around in the middle. I talked about a nice breeze today that's kept the players cool. I don't think it'll have much effect on the game as Wyatt dances through the middle and onto the right side, out of bounds. So an advantage if you're the Gunners, who are going left to right on your screen. Although they do have a few subs, this heat hasn't hit the Tulsa area quite yet. As this is played out, and a throw in for the Gunners. A nice crowd here today at Field 6, as many parents and families have gathered and set up lawn chairs. There is a nice seating area for spectators to watch if they choose to do that as well. Hannah Wyatt has been involved early on in this game down the left side, as she seems to be one of the players that Elite will be looking to get to during the game. We are playing FIFA rules, since this is the U18 age group. It is 45-minute halves with stoppage time at each half. We will be taking a mandatory water break, as the tournament committee decided to make that a rule before the tournament started, expecting high temperatures towards the end of this week. Supposed to be on the cooler side today. And this is played out wide now, and back into the middle. And the Gunners will reset. Elite will start in a 4-3-2-1. I talked to a couple of their coaches before the game and was told that they like to switch it up during the game. They'll throw a lot of different formations at you, which should help as the game goes on. They'd like to get a feel of the game before they start switching formations, obviously, but once you get 10 to 15 minutes into a game, you can start to sense a little bit of a feel. Not a full feel, but you get an idea. Now this is kicked ahead, and a chance here for the Gunners. So that's Urich down the right side, battling. Trying to kick into the middle. She can. That's a good defensive play there on the end line. Hannah Wyatt collides, trying to clear the ball for Elite. Here's Thomas again, trying to do anything she can, but Hannah Wyatt there and playing exceptional defense early on in this game. Wyatt's been involved on both ends of the field early on. In the first few minutes, she took it down the left side and had a shot on goal as rain begins to fall here on Field 6. And then Wyatt made a great play as she backtracked and made a slide tackle and a throw in and stopped the offensive threat from the Gunners. Midfield now. A bit of a trip, no call, and now they do call it. Looked like he might play advantage there, the referee that is. And we will see another long ball here, I'm assuming, on this free kick. Long free kick played in, and right to the keeper. Well, no, it's bounced out. She had it for just a moment, and that's flipped back in. And a shot on frame goes a little wide. Cuthbert, the keeper for Elite, she brought it in, and it seems as if she was going to be able to handle it, but again, there is a soft drizzle that's beginning to fall, so the ball could be a little wet. As she takes the goal kick and kicks it out. Now kicked up, and here's Wyatt. Plays it back in the middle calmly, and Elite is looking to push it upfield. Temperature has dropped here in the last few minutes as a cool rain has moved into the area. Expect that water break around the 20-minute mark, maybe a little after. Usually when the ref gets a stoppage in play, he decides to take that water break. Obviously doesn't want to stop in the middle of play. And it's a very informal thing where even if they're in a threatening position, like a corner kick or a free kick, the refs usually wait till after that. Usually takes a water break during a throw-in. And a good turn there from Sutter. She takes it up down the left side, and it's kicked out for a corner kick. So a good job there by Cassandra. Is a nice turn on the far side of the field, threatening down the left side in the 18-yard box, and it was eventually kicked out. And this is the first corner of the game for the Gunners. It appears they will play the ball into the box. No short kick here. Thomas will stand at the top of the 18-yard box and clean up any garbage that might come out. As this is kicked in near post, and a great header out there by Elite. So the Gunners, despite being short on substitutions, have looked to be the better team early on. Here's Wyatt again, trying to get onto the ball down the left side and can't do it, so we have a throw-in. Both of these teams traveled a long way to get to Tulsa, Oklahoma, coming from opposite sides of the country. The humidity has been an issue for teams that aren't used to this climate. In the first game on Field 6, we had a team from San Diego, so obviously they started their game at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Time, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And a lot of these teams just aren't used to the humidity. It's really a Midwest thing when it comes to humidity, and even on a cloudy day like yesterday, it was making quite a few players cramp up, so I'm sure extra steps were taken yesterday after the first round of games and this morning as players prepare to start playing today as Elite takes it down the right side. And the Gunners play a nice ball forward, and just out of reach was Schuyler there. Another step ahead, and she might have had a clear path to the goal. Shot on goal deflected. And the Gunners look to push down the right side. So this game has been pretty stretched early on. Majority of the time, the ball has been down on the Gunners' end. As Wyatt is stepped on and holding her foot. And down on the other end, we have a throw. Few subs warming up here on the sideline for both teams, getting loose. We are playing FIFA rules, so we do have 45-minute halves. This does not, however, apply to substitutions. Usually, on the professional level, you are allowed a max of 3 substitutions per game. This is not the case, as we are at a younger age level. Usually look to coaches to make the subs for their better players towards the end of the halves, or to give them a short break. It's a nice way to give them a few seconds of a breather, although these players are in great shape. Been playing tournaments all summer. The back four for the Elite so far this game have been tested, but kept their composure and been good. And a throw in on the far side of the field. And getting to come into the game, getting ready to come into the game, that is Bridget Daly. And calmly, the Elite is passing it around in the back. They do play it out of the back often. They've got big foots. And that has helped them so far in this game. They will try to play it forward a lot and make their forwards chase it down. So a throw in here on the near side, right here at midfield, in front of our volunteer tent. We do have a 4th official today, who will control subs and stoppage time as well. And no hands here, and we have a free open goal. Let's see what happens. Oh, and a lovely save that comes back out, and this is a goal. So the Gunners get on the scoreboard first and take a 1-0 lead. That was an awkward play because Cuthbert couldn't decide what to do, and when she came out to try to use her hands, it was lightly kicked, which gave a wide open look at goal from Schuyler, and then was eventually finished on the other side. So a 1-0 lead early on in this game for Elite. Excuse me, for Gunners. A few coaches having a word with the 4th official right now, trying to get an explanation on something as Elite plays this ball wide and looks to work up the field. And a foul here, and we're going to get a free kick in a dangerous position. That was Yates going down for Elite, drew the foul. Not a lot of contact, but enough. And Yates did a good job of angling away from the defender, getting body contact, and it now leads to a free kick. A 5-person wall being set up by the Gunners right now, and oftentimes you'll see what's going on right now where Elite will have players on, or a player on the left or right side of the wall that can kind of shield and create room for a shot. Wyatt is standing over this ball along with Bloom. Wyatt, a left-footed player, Bloom, a right-footed player. So 2 options here. And it is Wyatt with the dummy, Bloom with the shot, and easily saved. So they put a player on the left side of the wall there to try and create some room, and that dummied everyone because you would expect a left-footed shot to come there and be curled around, but Bloom ended up taking it, and it was calmly saved. Gunners keeper Murphy has been somewhat busy thus far. As Gunners now have it in midfield and look to push. Elite pushing all the way up and now play it over to the right side. And looking to go in the middle. Can't, but regains possession. Up top now, and Bloom with a shot. And that goes far wide to the left. So a good shot, good effort there by Bloom, but was a few yards outside the 18-yard box. Would have taken a heck of a strike from there as Robinson now comes in for Elite. She's coming onto the pitch for the first time today. And it isn't Murphy that's been taking the goal kicks so far today, and we see that a lot. A back defender who has a big leg will come up and take that as that ball is kicked out of bounds and rolls towards the other field. That is going to bring us to our first water break. This is mandatory. We are doing this for every game. And an interesting rule for these water breaks is every player must stay on the field. The starting 11, or the 11 that's on the field, that is, must stay on the field. And if they do come off, then a sub must come get them from the field. As this also gives a little time for coaches to evaluate how their teams have played thus far. So a goal by the Gunners, and they've got an early 1-0 lead. And the players making their way back onto the field. The refs have made it a point, and this is good in any time, but when you are playing in a big tournament like this and there are 4 games per field per day, you often get in a bit of a time crunch. Refs have done a good job. They usually limit to 1 or so minutes. As we are getting ready to resume play, and Thomas will take the ball for the Gunners and throw it in near side. And play will resume as the ref blows his whistle. No ball boys today, so a lot of these players have had to chase the ball down themselves, which can get a bit interesting when the time starts to wind down in the latter part of the games. And as we see, Elite, they've been trying to play their game, and their game really is playing it out of the back. You can see that because they spread out nicely. They have 3 defenders in the back. They've got 1 defender just ahead who kind of can get the ball, turn, and be that central passer. But they all have 3 big foots in the back, and that's how they can kick it ahead. And that rain shower that passed through a few minutes ago is quickly tapered off. Drizzled lightly for a few minutes and eventually let up as Wyatt sprawls out for the tackle, then slips on the ball, and that's going to give a chance for the Gunners. Oh, and a shove on the ball. That has to be a foul, and it is. The coaches from Elite are not. A left arm was extended there by Robinson. Sometimes they get away with that, but no such luck here for Robinson, and that'll set up a long free kick as Gillespie steps up, and she's been the long free kicker thus far. Swung in, back post. Goalie punches because she can't get a hand on it. And a good punch there because it was cleared out. Maybe a deflection of the hand there, but no calls, and play on, says the ref. Gunners have it in the middle of the field and look to play a through ball to the forwards, but cannot. And something about this Elite team, and we're seeing it right now, is they push ahead and try to get through, but a good deflection is they really boot it. I mean, when they are in the back, and if they see any glimmer, any sense that they can kick it ahead, they are not shy. Hannah Wyatt down the left side has been good this game, as you would like to think that is probably the main target when kicking it up. She is left-footed, so coming down the left side, she can make a turn into the middle and put it on frame. Physical game thus far in this U18 group play matchup. The Gunners out of Pennsylvania, and here comes Elite as they make a push and promptly kicked away. Elite, they are out of San Diego, California. They came out of the Southern California Regional. The Gunners, as I talked about before, are missing a few girls, and here's a chance for Black. Put it in the middle, and still a chance and a goal. Battered around there in the middle, and then finally finds an Elite foot, and it's buried into the back. A few of the Gunner players looking for an offsides flag don't get one, and thus we have an equalizer and a 1-1 game. A weird goal that was, as it was kicked around a bit in the middle. You thought it might get cleared out, but it found the one Elite player on the right side of the goal, and it was an easy tap in. And now some life seen from the Elite as they're pushing forward again. The bench comes to life here to my right as they got a little quiet after the Gunners took an early 1-0 lead, but that has changed. Now Wyatt possesses on the left side, cuts to her left. Battling the ball, and we've got a corner kick. And check that. That is a goal kick now, as we have a few substitutions coming into the game. Denbaugh getting ready to check in for Elite. Stahl getting ready to check in for the Gunners. And that is the first substitution we've seen so far on the day for the Gunners. There is not a team or a coach happier than the Gunners right now with this weather. As you wouldn't think it would play that big of a factor, but it really has in this tournament. We saw that yesterday morning when there was rain, and then end of the afternoon as it became hot and muggy. And we see another defender taking a goal kick. Oftentimes you see a defender drop back and play goalie. Drop back and take a goal kick because the goalie might not have a big enough foot, and that's a shot on goal from the Gunners. Urich was waiting there in the middle, so any type of deflection, and she could gobble that up and put it in the back of the net, but a good calm save by the keeper, and this is kicked out near the near side. So we are at Field 6 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Mohawk Sports Complex. We played group play games yesterday. We play more today as Wyatt takes it into the middle. We finish up group play tomorrow, and then the teams get a day off on Friday, which is nice for those teams that are still in the tournament, as this is corralled by the keeper and an easy save. And then after the day off Friday, where the teams that don't make it obviously will be heading home, we'll come back Saturday and Sunday and play our semifinal and final games. Still getting ready to check in for Elite here, as they've been busy with the substitutions so far this game. Marshall also ready to check in as she looks to jump around, get a little warm. Elite rocking some pretty rad socks right now, as they've got a cool little design on the bottom of it. Started to see those a lot this week. I was talking yesterday, but if you had to compare these socks, and I saw another team yesterday with them on, I would compare them to the stirrups that baseball players often wear. Although it has died down a lot the past 15 years in baseball, but usually see the plain socks in soccer, so that little bit of flair that wasn't around 5-10 years ago is certainly taken storm. And a good job here by Elite to push it to the left side. I've noticed Elite, as this ball's kicked out and taken out of the box, I've noticed that they've really relied on their left foots down the left side, and you'd like to see a couple of those girls try to put it on to their right, put it on frame on goal. And you know, Landon Donovan was a great soccer player. He retired last year, but he always had a saying that if you put it on frame, good things will happen. And that might sound silly and simple, but you don't always have to make the heroic spin move, Maradona type move to have a good chance at scoring a goal. Ball still alive down in the corner. Now kicked out, and a throw in for Gunners. Have yet to see a flip throw yet this tournament. As this is played short. Kicked around a bit and finally out. And a little bit of a sloppy play here as Gunners took it for just a second. You saw just a bit of sunlight there as now Elite's got it going down the left side. And this is Bloom. Bloom's got it onto her right foot, now to the right side, and a little bit of miscommunication and promptly kicked out by Gunners. But Black gets it back, now has it down the end line, into the middle, and a shot is deflected and out for a throw. So they've got numbers forward as the coaches are yelling instructions from the near sideline over here. I apologize. I don't have a good vantage point on the far side of the field, so a lot of play over there is tough to get a good view on as a throw-in bounces around in the box. Bloom tries to get ahead on it. She can't. And it's played back and back in. So Elite applying a lot of pressure the past few minutes, and you have to think it's making the Gunners a bit weary. Again, the Gunners short on players. Would love to take this 1-0 lead into halftime. As this ball is crossed in, up, and it's has to be punched over by Murphy. A great shot on goal. Almost slipped under the woodwork. And you see that a lot with goalies, and that ball had a knuckle on it, so instead of trying to catch it, bobble it, and let it go into the lap or the foot of an Elite player, she decides to punch it out, and you settle for the corner. Elite gathering at the top of the 18-yard box. This must be timed to perfection. It's sent in, and in the goal. And now they're waving it off. They're waving the goal off. They're saying the goalie, that is Murphy, interfered with from an Elite player, and I think that was a good call. She got lost for just a split second in the traffic. She tried to go up for it, which was the right move. You want to go up and punch that out. But she was held down, and we see that called a lot as Paige Haley now comes into the game for Elite. Big goal kick, kicked up. And now Gunners trying to get on the end of it. And that's kind of the game you play. If you want your defenders to have big foots, well, that's fine, and you can play out of the back as much as you want, but then you also risk the possibility of a quicker forward, like we saw for the Gunners there, and that was Stahl trying to chase that ball down. You see them often slip by, and that's how they can sneak in for a goal. The lime green bibs being worn on the sidelines by players that aren't in the game to keep the players safe. Also keeps a distraction. And a corner here for Gunners. Flipped into the box, tried to punch, couldn't get to it, and cleared out, but not all the way as that's kept in the middle. Gunners looking to get that in, and now Elite's going the other way, and shouting comes from the bench as they're pleading their forwards to get forward and get their foot on the ball. That's kicked out. Far left, and that'll be a goal kick. So a big leg here needed, as they do, Gunners that is, have the wind at their backs. Makes this goal kick a lot easier, as it's not a big win, but enough to push it. And really, your goal at this age level is just to get it past midfield. If you can get it past midfield or towards at least near the line of midfield, you usually have a good opportunity. Far side of the field, a throw-in now for Gunners. That's Felitsky taking the throw-in on the far side as we get a sub. And Lavigna checks into the game for the first time. So a throw-in now for Gunners as they look to push the ball forward. And bodies fall on the far side of the field, but nothing called, and cleared out from Elite, but not all the way, as Gunners still have the ball and they're burning up the left side. Kicked in and out for a goal kick. Just the momentum of her trying to get that ball in. Couldn't center it into the middle, so she kicks it out. And that did go out on the far side before the kick, so it was just a throw-in. And Gunners now take possession. And a shot on goal here is deflected, and a great slide tackle. And now a goal! A deflection off the slide tackle. Falls right down, and a goal. So, a bit unlucky there from Elite. But nothing they could do there, as that goal was scored, I believe, by Sauter. I don't know if she was the one that deserves credit on that, as it's tough to see from my angle. It happened so quickly. And we resume play here as Elite looks to get one back. So 1-1, Elite trying to push it up the right side, into the middle, and kicked out. And we do have a correction on the score. It is 2-1, Elite, as this one's kicked out for a goal kick. So quick exchange of goals here in the first half as Gunners got out to a quick 1-0 lead. Elite equalized and then took the lead. Sun's starting to poke its way through the clouds now as we continue on our second game of the day. Now Elite burning up the right side of the sideline, looks to get it in the middle, and a good defensive play. Looked like she got a foot on it, but I don't think the ref caught that, and instead it's out for another Gunners goal kick. Now a ball taken down the left side and a plead for a handball, but none granted. Down the left side, the Gunners have it now. End of the middle and deflection, and that'll go out for the second corner of the game. And the fourth official getting ready to put the official stoppage time up for the end of the first half. I believe he indicated 2 minutes, but we will confirm that. And yes, it is confirmed. It is 2 minutes. Not a lot of stoppage here in the first half. They have to factor in the water break, which only lasted a minute. So Gunners here swinging in and deflected out. Possible shot on goal here as the slide tackle is down and finally out by Elite. Gunners attempting to put it back into the mixer, but harmlessly falls out for a goal kick. And you have to think Elite will take their time on this goal kick. No need to rush as they have the lead going into halftime. And there's nothing more deflating to a team going into halftime than letting up a goal that ties the game right before it. That oftentimes swings momentum quite a bit. And that's bounced out for another goal kick. So back-to-back goal kicks practically within a matter of seconds. It appears that Cuthbert is not going to take this goal kick, and as she took the last one, and she kicked it just a bit short, and it's tough because this wind is it's blowing right in their face, and there's a foul called. So the Elite will have the wind at their back going into the second half, which is nice. Have to be careful on this kick as the wind is going from the back for the Gunners. So if you're Cuthbert here, it's important to not let a ball sail on you as it comes into the box. It will be a long ball, and it is sent into the box, and it is sailing. But a good job by Cuthbert as she was right on it. And that ball took a little bit more of a flight than anyone expected to. That is halftime, though. So as we go into halftime, Elite, which were down 1-0 early on, took a 2-1 lead later in the half. We'll be back from Field 6 at Mohawk Sports Complex, Tulsa, Oklahoma, in 10 minutes. Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of US Youth Soccer, is one of our sponsors of this tournament. Kohl's, the official department store of US Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, the official sponsor of US Soccer. Mango, an official snack of US Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of US Youth Soccer. Nike, the official supplier of US Youth Soccer. The NSCAA, proud partner of US Soccer. Olive Garden, the official dining room of US Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of US Youth Soccer. And the Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of US Youth Soccer. Yeah, welcome back to the start of the second half of this U18 matchup. Getting ready to get underway here as the players take the field, and Elite with the 2-1 lead over Gunners. They were down 1-0. Gunners got an early goal, but resilience and got back and put 2 on the board before the end of the first half. So Gunners are in the white shirts, white trunks. They'll be going right to left for the second half, and Elite black shirts, black trunks will be going left to right on your screen. A good half about ready to start as both of these teams needing a victory. Elite won yesterday in late fashion. Has an early shot on goal from midfield for the Gunners. Gunners, who I mentioned previously, are a little short on players. They lost yesterday, so they desperately need a victory here. At the very least, a point. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. As this ball is played down the right side, it's Hannah Wyatt on the ball. She looks to get on it, and it rolls out for a long throw-in. So right down there by the corner flag, you thought it might deflect out for a corner, but instead we've got a long throw-in. A short throw-in. And it's batted around, and Elite still has it. Sent into the middle. A shot, and almost launched onto the road back here. And, well, it was launched onto the road back here at Mohawk Sports Complex, so they will look to get another ball. We've lost a few balls this week into the wooded area behind field 6. Had a good look on goal there, but couldn't get her body over. And those are tough. That was a high bouncing ball. It's tough to really get your body over it and connect when it's bouncing like that. Now Wyatt with a delicate touch that's pushed forward and tried to kick on, but no could do. Wyatt looking for a foul and granted her wish. She was getting shoved there in the back by the Gunners defensive player, Schuler. But sometimes they give you an advantage. In that case, they did not. Wyatt gets it onto her left foot, and that's dangerous if you saw her in the first half. Sent in and punched away by the Gunners. Robinson's been a brick wall on the defense for Elite as she mishits that one and it goes out of bounds. She came in to the game a little early on in the first half. She didn't start, but she has been solid and has looked to play a lot of through balls up to her forwards. Gunners doing a good job of containing the ball out of the back. Elite likes to play the ball out of the back. And the ball has been retrieved. That went into the woods earlier, so an extra ball. A big collision here. And slow to get up there was Yates, as it looked like she might have taken a hit around the face area. Stayed down on the ground for just a few seconds. The ref making sure she's okay. She gives the nod that she is, and play on we will. Thrown in, and now a centering ball that's kicked out and still getting hit around in the box, and it finds the back post. That was Daly on the back post that was looking to hit the ball in with her head, but harmlessly bounces across the face of the goal and out for a goal kick as Gillespie goes back, and she will do the honors when taking the goal kick. And now a dangerous play here for Elite as they look forward, and a great centering ball and a shot, a goal, but it's offsides. The flag was raised, and a good call there as Yates was just a step, maybe half a step ahead there, but it was just enough to prompt the linesman official here on the right side to raise his flag. A good finish as Yates buried it into the bottom, but just a half second too early as Gunners are billed out, and can they build off of a call like that, saving them a little bit? They hopefully can. Two 2-1 game here early on in the second half. Elite leading. Elite's out of California, San Diego, California. They won yesterday in dramatic fashion in the last waning minutes, waning seconds even of their first game. And a ball out for a throw-in. So a near side throw in here. That is Felitsky on the throw in, and it looked like a little bit of an illegal throw in, but Elite's not going to complain as they're pushing forward and out again. Daly up to take the throw. It's headed towards goal, and boy, Elite just willingly pushing it forward here on the Gunners as Gunners desperately try to do anything that they can. And there is Robinson, Haley Walker Robinson, makes a great sliding tackle, and she's done that for most of this game. A good turn there and a possible free opportunity up the left side, but could not do anything about it, and Gunners will look to make another long throw in. And kicked out for a goal kick, so Schuyler just trying to do anything she can down in the corner to kick it into the middle. She could not, and therefore we play on. And a throw in now for Elite. Second of 4 games here today on field 6. As Mohawk Sports Complex is pretty neat as they have a designated warm-up area. And Elite pushes up here, and they've got a chance. Shot on goal, just wide to the left. Yates with a beautiful run forward, gets a half step ahead of their last defender and just can't square it up. Goes just outside the left post, and Murphy breathing a sigh of relief as that ball just hits the chain link fence. That's the barrier behind the net. And a big boot forward, and this play resumes, and Elite continuing their pressure. And good job by Gunners there to push the ball forward as they look to go up the right side. And a little bit too much mustard on that, and keeper gets it. So the game a bit starting to get stretched out, and you expect that with a team that's looking to get a victory. And obviously both teams looking to get victory, but especially important for Gunners here if they want to stay alive and move on to the knockout stage. Now taken near the near side, Elite looks to push again, and we talk about that big foot out of the back. That's Megan Grant who's patrolling the right back position, and she's been one of the ones who's been trying to play out of the back, trying to kick it forward. And a far side throw in for Gunners here. And we've got a sub coming on soon on the next dead ball for Elite. Not sure who the player is yet, as she still has her green bib on, and we'll find out in just a minute, as Elite finding a lot of space in the back here. Yates, excuse me, that was Wyatt that crossed that into the middle, and now Elite looks to push, and a good turn. And a good defensive play there by Gunners to stop Churchill in her tracks. And we have a sub now, as it is Bloom coming back onto the field. She had a couple of plays that she was involved in the first half. She had a free kick that was on frame, but couldn't find the back of the net as the keeper, Murphy, was there. And a throw in continues play, and again, Elite's finding a lot of space. Advantage is played. And here's Wyatt. Wyatt with a beautiful cutback move into the middle. She's got a chance. She centers it in, and it's kicked away. A follow-up that she tried to get is no good, and eventually rolls out for a goal kick. Wyatt has been all over the field. She made a beautiful cut move inside that split two defenders. It was then kicked away. She recovered, slid to try to get the ball back, and eventually it rolled over the line for a goal kick. Now Gunners looking to push ahead, and again, that defense on Elite has been very good today as Wyatt pushes it forward. It's kicked out, and that is a throw. So a throw in here coming up for Elite, and a short throw in played, and looked to be a handball, but not called. ball deflected as it was going towards the middle, but it goes out for a corner. This is the third corner of the game for Elite. So we'll see what they do here. They start about 5 players right around the 18-yard box. They send them in. Wyatt is patrolling outside the box, and she'll clean up anything that gets punched out. That's kicked far post, but no one can get high enough to get a head on it and back in, and again, cleared well by Gunners. And 2 bodies go down. They actually give it to Elite there. It looked to be a no call to me, but Elite now with the free kick, and again in a dangerous position as Bloom and Wyatt will take the reins of this free kick, and we'll decide what to do with it. This is a good position for a left-footed free kicker to swing it in and put it into the mixer, but if Bloom liked or wanted to have a go from here and put it on frame, that is an option. Wyatt runs up and dummies it, and it's in the middle. A shot, another shot, deflected, and eventually in the back of the net. So a goal from Elite. As that was Yates on the goal. So it's kicked around a little bit. There's a deflected shot that Churchill took. Bounced right around in the penalty second and was finally tucked away. Yates at the right place at the right time, as they say. And that gives Elite a 3-1 lead, and will be interesting to see how they play out the rest of this game. They must stay focused here. Vulnerable to let up a goal after you score a goal in the first few minutes, but Elite look to get back now, and you don't know here if this game actually is 2-2 now, as we get another correction. So I apologize for getting that wrong, but we will have that fixed. So a big equalizer it is for Elite. I apologize for the confusion on the scoreboard. It should be corrected on your screen now. Now this is played out wide. And it is Yates who spins, turns, cuts outside, looks to put it in the middle. She does. Looking to get a head on it is someone, and instead it's volleyed in. So Hannah Yates does a fantastic job. Hannah Wyatt does a fantastic job of taking it down that right side, flipping it into the middle, and cleaned up there. That's a big goal. That's a 3 for Elite. As Gillespie now comes off the field for Gunners, and seems that she's gimping a little bit, as training staff will come take a look at her. So a big goal there for Elite, and they've continued to pressure as much as possible. Now a long throw in for Gunners as Flitsky throws it in, and Robinson there, and again she's been an absolute defensive stopper for Elite today. That's kicked out for another throw-in. So the win now in the back of Elite, and a throw-in down near the corners, deflected out, and again, for the third time in 15 seconds, we'll have a throw-in from the same spot. So a throw-in now on the near side of the field, and that's deflected for a corner. So a big corner coming up for Gunners. As they look to equalize this game, they gave up 2 quick goals back-to-back, and now Gunners swing it in, and a free header there. That was Vasquez that got her head on the ball, but there was nothing she could do as it came in hot. So when those balls come in hot, it's tough to head them down and head them into the goal, but that was a definite chance. And Gunners look to push and try to get another. And that was kicked out by Elite. I guess there was deflection there. I didn't really see one, but that will bring us to our halftime water break, and these are mandatory, as we've talked about before. And as the linesman stands here and makes sure that no players step off the field, and waters have to be brought on to them, and both teams will get instruction as they can sit down and take a break, as some of the Gunners players are doing. This Elite team is from Southern California, San Diego. They've had a solid road here, as they have been a very together team, more together than Gunners have been in at least the second half. Also should be noted that this is a good time for the refs to get a water break and everyone else that's involved. And important here for the Elite to keep playing their game. There's no need to sit back or get careless with the ball. You want to be on top of your game and focus. If a ball comes down and deep in your own half, and there's no wrong in kicking it out and settling for a corner or a throw-in. We are getting into the latter stages of the game here on field 6. So 90 games in total being played this week at Mohawk Sports Complex. The tournament began yesterday and goes through Sunday with an off day Friday. Game times will vary as we head into the weekend as well. Something to keep an eye on if you do plan on following the tournament into the weekend, which you should. Robinson now, and she plays it back. Near side now, Gunners look to push. They've got it in the middle. Now over to the right side. So a ball deflected out for a corner, and Gunners looking to equalize here. This is a big corner kick when you take one and it's getting towards the end of the game. Still plenty of time left, but you want to take any opportunity you can, and this is one of those opportunities. This ball swung in, into the middle, up for the header, deflected wide, and finally kicked out. So that's what I'm talking about when you're trying to be calm when you have the lead, and that was a good job by Walker Robinson to just simply clear that out, cut your losses, and reset, and that's exactly what they've done, and they look to push it back out as Gunners have to retreat. Now here in the middle, Gunners have a chance. Onto the left foot, shot, and just over the bar. Wow. That one sailed a bit. I'm not sure that Cuthbert had a good read on it. She was there for the punch if she needed it, but let it sail over as it got real close. She decided that it was far enough over that she could take a peek at it and let it be. And the weather's starting to warm up here, becoming more of a humid, muggy day in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and proud home of the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship. If you're tuning in right now, we appreciate it, and we've got 4 other games going on for your viewing pleasure, which will last through the weekend. Elite now have it, looking to get it wide, and they do to Wyatt. Now in the middle, over the far left side, and a lot of contact called. Back out. Walker Robinson with bringing it down, and now outside to Wyatt, who sends it in. And really a dangerous ball there. It didn't look like it, but that came right across the middle. And there was a chance that someone could have got a foot on that. And this is out at the near sideline for an Elite throw-in. Sent in now. And cleared out once again by Gunners. So Gunners have done a good job, but when you are down a goal, you'd like to see a little bit more possession in the back. There's Bloom, dances a bit, and now sends it back towards the middle. And Elite doing a good job of spacing out right now, making sure they make clean, crisp passes as that's kicked back out. And no need to rush here and kick it out. That was a good ball there, just barely stepped in front of. And a nice little move here as Gunners start to push it, but strong defensive play from Elite. And Robinson there to head it out, as she's done all day. So they are on the far side of the field right now, and now you're seeing Gunners just push up a little bit here, as they are still down by 1 goal, trying to find that equalizer, trying to do anything they can. We will see them push forward, I would imagine, a little bit. They really desperately need 3 points. They would settle for 1 point, but that would be a lot riding on tomorrow's games. They would most likely need some help from whoever's playing this Elite team, and again, it does go down a goal differential, so another factor that will be factored in. The top 2 teams from each group will advance. As it bounces down there by the Coles sign, one of the main sponsors of our event. Now this is sent in for Gunners, and a chance on goal. Oh, and a wasted chance that is still back and still getting battered around the goal, but oh no. A real shot there as it bounced through, but could not find a foot to put that ball in the back of the net. And that's a wasted opportunity, which Gunners will be a little unhappy about, but must be resilient and keep pushing forward as much as possible. Couple subs getting ready to come on for Elite. Prickett and Frederick will come into the game as soon as we get a stoppage in play. And here's that composure by the Elite back 4 that's really played a solid game today, as Bloom kicks it ahead and Elite have a few numbers pushing forward. And a good play to take it inside. Still deflected, and that'll be out for a corner kick. That was Yates on that ball, and she did a good job. She knew she couldn't really dribble through the defense because there were players around, so she tries to get a foot on the ball. It's deflected, and it's out for a corner. And if anything, this will run a few more minutes off the clock. And this is sent in. And behind the goal for no harm, no foul there, as they were trying to send a corner kick in. So Frederick getting ready to get into the game. And play on, says the referee. And Robinson will chase that down and let it go out for a throw-in. That'll bring Prickett onto the field. Still a 3-2 lead here for Elite. Now pushed ahead down the right side and trying to look into the middle, but can't. And as you see now, Elite's got a lot of players back. They're not pushing a ton forward. Robinson will look for a long ball, and she finds Wyatt, who tries to play it outside but can't. And they're asking for a corner kick. They don't get it. Instead, it is a goal kick. So about 10 minutes left in this game as Gunners are trying to equalize if they can. That was a hard challenge there as Lasco went down and took a nice shove in the back. So she gets up and she draws a free kick as Murphy will come up and take it. And here comes Wyatt doing a good job playing defense there, and a good centering ball there to Grant, who plays it up to the left side. Now coming into the middle, and a shot on goal is just deflected off. And they're saying it was deflected out for a corner kick, so a good shot there on goal, on frame. But difficult to kick the ball in, and it was coming from a high angle. So when you're at that high angle and you're at the angle of the goal, it's tough to kick that in. And corner kick is swung in by Elite, and a great corner. That was lucky to be headed over because that sailed right into the sweet spot where Elite wanted to put it, but nothing they could do, and Gunners look to push the other way. So on the far side of the field, that'll go out for another throw-in for Gunners, as they are doing anything they can to equalize late in the ball game. Granger getting ready to check into the game for Elite. She'll be coming in at the next dead ball, which is right now. And a stoppage of play as Gunners were looking to get going, but must allow time for the substitution. Our next round of games begins at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that'll be a few minutes following this game. Games continue through the afternoon and on to tomorrow. Still getting ready to come on for Elite. And here comes Elite, scorching down the middle, and it's Yates, and she drops one defender and keeps going. Tries to cut inside, cannot, but the ball will still be there for Elite and then kicked out. But that's not a bad play, as this will now be a deep throw in, and we'll waste a few more seconds off the clock. Yates coming off the field now as Steele gets ready to come on. And you would like to think this is more of a defensive-minded sub. Yates has a goal already today and has been pushing forward most of the game, so Steele comes on, and you'd like to think that she'll drop back just a bit. And a header at midfield is won by Frederick. Both teams leaving it all out on the field today. This has been quite a physical game. And a short throw in, which was fake long and then ended up short. Granger slipped and fell down there in the corner, and there's Robinson again mopping up duty in the back three, as she's done all day today. Played down the line now as Frederick chases it down. She might just take it into that corner, which she does. And it ends up being a goal kick. So a lot of times when you're trying to waste time in soccer and you have a lead at the end of the game, you'll take it down to the corner flag and hold it there. A lot of the times the other team kicks it out, and it's usually your ball, but nothing wrong with what was just happened, as there's a collision there and no call. Ooh, and a tough foul in the back, and I believe that will be a booking. It will be a booking, I believe, or at least a talking to. And the ref reaches into his pocket and giving a little talking to. That was stern, and she got the yellow card. So that was Grant picking up the yellow card. She's been good today in the back, and obviously a yellow card not what you want here, but with time going down in the game, it's not the end of the world. Murphy up to take the kick, and she'll look to send one in deep as she is just beyond the midfield stripe. And she decides to kick it short instead, which not a bad play, as they still have players forward. And it falls down, and the Gunners have a chance, but quickly cleared away. Now back into the goal, and calmly taken by Emily Cuthbert, who's been phenomenal today between the pipes. And here comes Elite, looking to make a final push, and they've got numbers forward right now as they can add on to this lead, and a shot on goal is kicked over. and into the woods behind the goal. Here comes another ball into the field as they go and recover the other one. Punted around and brought down. And so a throw in here for Gunners as they try to push, and stoppage time being added, and it's 3 minutes. So 3 minutes left for Gunners to try to salvage a point out of this game. They must push up as much as they can here. That could cause an offensive breakout for a lead, and that is what it's done. So that's out for a throw-in, and a lead is going to take their time as the clock continues to wind down. Game 3 coming up here in about 15 minutes. That'll be the third game here on Game 6, or on Field 6, excuse me. And it's out for a goal kick. So Gunners will push as much as they can here. And it's brought down calmly. And anytime Elite gets the ball now, they will just look to either possess or kick it long and waste time, which is what they're doing right now. And the fresh legs of Steele have been very good this game as that hits off the post, bounces back to the middle, and almost a goal there. That was slipped in the front post, just off the right post, and took a weird deflection down in the middle as Gunners making a last desperate attempt as the ball comes flying out of bounds. As far forward as possible, then cleared out by a lead, and the seconds seem to be winding down here in this U18 matchup between Carlsbad Elite and BEADLING Gunners. And here's going to be a long ball forward. This is it. It's played up, bounces around, but no luck. And they're just kicking it away as best as they can. Elite is. And now here comes Steele as she looks to put the finishing touches on this game. And she slots it in the back of the net. A goal. Danica Steele breaks out, has no one around her, makes one extra step, and slots it in the right corner. Wrapping up a for sure victory for Elite. Heartbreak for the Gunners here as they were in this game. Took an early lead in this game, 1-0. And some unanswered goals. Elite, and that is the ball game. So Elite wins this game 4-2 as that is their second victory of the tournament, their second game of the tournament. We will be back here in about 10 to 15 minutes for Game 3 on Field 6 from Mohawk Sports Complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma.